So you may be wondering, how long does it take before these physical symptoms end up going away? Or how long is it going to take before these intrusive thoughts disappear? Or these feelings of unreality or these emotions that come with anxiety, how long is it going to take before this all goes away and you can fully recover? In this video, I want to talk to you about exactly how long it takes, what to expect, and more importantly, by the end of the video, I'll show you the fastest route to recovery. So if you're struggling with anxiety and you're trying to recover and you're getting kind of confused by how long it takes, or you're not sure if you're going the right direction, this video is going to be really important for you. It's going to show you some really great insight. I'm so excited to show you this, so stick around. So first things first, a lot of people assume that anxiety recovery is sometimes something that can happen instantly, that it's almost like you can wake up one morning and all your anxiety ends up disappearing. That's actually not how anxiety works. Another way people think anxiety recovery happens, it's almost like a broken bone where like every day ends up getting better and better and better. That's also not how anxiety recovery looks like. Anxiety recovery is actually more of an up and down affair. It's normally 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Now, the issue is that a lot of people don't really know how anxiety recovery looks like. So what happens is that when anxiety recovery is good, they are doing well, everything's good, they're throwing everything under the anxiety umbrella, they think they're getting better, and then all of a sudden when they have a bad day, it's almost like they got hit by a train. It's almost like they're not even sure what happened. They're not sure if they did something wrong, did they eat something weird, what's going on, why are they experiencing the symptoms? And what happens is that they go back into their old habits. They go back into trying to fix it or fight it or trying to analyze why this is happening. They don't understand the mechanics of anxiety, and more importantly, they don't know the recovery process of anxiety. So the best way to look at how anxiety recovery looks like is through this graph. Now, if you notice in the graph, initially you may be feeling better, and then all of a sudden you get hit with a setback. You're not sure what's happening, and then your days get better. And then what happens is you get hit with even a harder setback. Now, like I say, this kind of follows a recovery journey where it's normally 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. There's a lot of times where you feel like you're making progress, and then there's times where you feel like you're not making any progress. Now, the key here really is focusing on consistency. Once you understand the mechanics of anxiety, once you understand how anxiety recovery looks like, the goal is to respond the same regardless of whether your anxiety is high or not. Now, if you're wondering, look, how does anxiety recovery even look like? What am I supposed to do? Am I doing things right? How do I even know how recovery looks like? What I'll do is I'll put a link down below. This is a link to a free report. Essentially what I've done is written out step-by-step anxiety recovery. This is exactly what I did to fully overcome, and this is exactly what I show my clients to fully overcome. There's no secret, there's no nothing. This is free, it's absolutely for you. Mostly because when I was struggling, I really didn't have insight. I really didn't get the right guidance, and there was a lot of unnecessary suffering. There was a lot of figuring it out on my own. And if I just understood a few concepts quickly, my recovery journey would have been a lot faster. So this is for you. Definitely hit the link down below. And so the next step really is, once you understand that anxiety recovery is an up and down affair, it's really important to know that there will be moments where it gets better, and then there's moments where it feels like you're not making any progress. And like I say, the goal is to have this flat line of consistency. The best way to measure your progress with anxiety isn't based on how anxious you are in the moment. The focus should be as how well are you responding to the anxiety. Believe it or not, if you ask anybody who fully overcomes, they will tell you that the moments where they were able to break the pattern and really focus on overcoming wasn't the good days. It was actually days where anxiety was really rough. They started getting these physical symptoms. They were having these intrusive thoughts. They were having these feelings of unreality. They were getting these crazy emotions that came with anxiety, and they responded with the right approach. They didn't go back into trying to figure out why this was happening, going back to analyzing, trying to fix it, Google search. They weren't going back into these old habits. They were focused on the right steps. And that's why we always talk about how when you're focused on anxiety recovery, The focus is on long-term freedom, not short-term comfort. So what happens is that when people experience setbacks or when they have these moments of anxiety recovery where it feels like they're not making any progress, it's really easy to self-sabotage. But if you could just stay consistent, if you can stay on the path, recovery happens inevitably. It actually happens as a consequence. It's not really an end goal. You just get better and better until essentially it goes away. So remember to focus on what we call long-term freedom. Don't focus on how you feel in the moment right now. If you feel anxious in the moment, that's actually a great opportunity to practice, to use whatever I have in that report to actually break the cycle. Now, as that happens, you'll notice that over time, the good days get better and the bad days don't get as bad. That's how anxiety recovery looks like, until really there's a flat line where every day is a good day. Now, if you're wondering, okay, Shaan, that's great, but like, I may need a little bit more help. I don't really understand anxiety recovery. Like, I haven't even met anybody that's really recovered. If you really want to know more, I'll put a link down below to my private Facebook group. In this group, I'm putting even more exclusive content that I'm not posting on any other social media platform. You also get to meet some of the students that I've helped fully overcome that are now also helping other members. Plus, you actually get to be around individuals that are serious about overcoming. They're not interested in quick tips and tricks. They're not interested in coping with their anxiety or just feeling better in the moment. They want to go back and regain their lives and go back to becoming free. The person that they used to be. They're just wanting to go back and enjoy themselves and not really think so much about anxiety. Just focus on other things, other dreams, other ambitions. So if you really want to join this group, definitely hit the link down below. When you do, it asks you 3 specific questions. It's really important that you answer these 3 questions to the best of your ability. We want people in the group, but we're also trying to maintain the integrity of the group. If you've been on any forum, you may notice that sometimes there's a lot of fear-mongering, there's a lot of story topping, there's a lot of venting, and it's not really conducive to anxiety recovery or even coping for that matter. It's really just people just venting and complaining. And so this group is different. This group is dedicated for people that are serious about overcoming. So if that's you, hit the link down below. I'll see you inside.